Oh, I forgot to. We have the intro now.
We do.
It's not completely prepared, but I'll have it ready.
But
welcome to Poor Decisions.
A podcast always
in progress.
In progress. I'm Conor.
And I'm Bryan. And we have an intro now, even though it won't be played for this, just because we literally just recorded it today. Thank you, Nigel. Shout out to Nigel from Beers with Nigel. If you don't listen to their podcast,
then you're doing yourself a disservice. Do it.
Yes. Don't. You should avoid disappointment and future regret.
Yep.
And you should probably make sure you pick up your cord for your headphones because we have
I
dogs.
did.
Okay, you did.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to make sure because we have, we kept the
We
dogs.
got the pod dogs down here now. We got Lilly and Zeke, the OG.
Yeah, the OG podcast dog.
And we've got a pod cat down here, right? Layla's down here somewhere.
She's running around here somewhere. Yeah.
Being a kitty cat.
So we're not going to do. We were literally recording this 5 minutes?
Yeah.
No more than 10 minutes after we just got done with the episode with Nigel.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and we were just like
very impromptu.
Yeah, well, because he came in and we were doing the videos for the Casey Beer Co. Advent calendar
with a K.
With a K, yes. We got to make sure we always emphasize with calendar with a K. In the front or the back? Yes. The K is silent on the back end.
Calendar.
What
was that? That was Zeke.
I think it was Zeke. I think he was just growling because
I'm not, bro.
I thought it was either you or me because I'm petting Lily trying to get her.
Nope,
to be
was
calm.
me because he's got.
He's got the donut.
The donut is by my foot.
Yeah, keep backing up, dude. See now that we're gonna do this whole dance thing. Crackheads, don't lick me. You know I don't like being licked, dog. I was trying to be nice. We kept.
Yeah. Can y'all just lay down?
Lily had an accident while we were recording with Nigel, and so I was trying to be nice and let him down here, and I'm kind of regretting that. Okay.
Just lay down. Eventually, Zeke will take a hint and
he'll
do
chill.
that.
Yeah. But we need to.
But Lily's a crackhead.
Hit that ready button.
How about a beer?
Yes. Let me get some different glasses. I have no idea what's what anymore.
Glasses or glasses.
So I felt compelled that we needed to do this one.
This is what beer is this, Bryan?
So it's Transparent's annual holiday stout. Ooh. Nice.
Brewed in collaboration with whom?
Beers with Nigel.
Wow.
We probably should have done this on the last episode, honestly.
Whatever. Here we are. A podcast always in progress.
Yes. Always trying to improve. All right. Here you are, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. And there's still plenty in this can, too.
And so for the listeners, Bryan, what beer is this?
The name of this beer is called Beer Karma. So Nigel's all about the Beer Karma.
Yep.
Right? And he has the 2 rules and kind of a third one now that we actually helped with.
Yeah, we did.
So rule 1 is always don't die. Rule 2 is don't be a dick.
And rule 3
that we helped with is
always go for the joke.
Yes.
Always go for the joke.
So he's always big on Beer Karma. So, and we've talked about it, on the podcast before of people bringing beer into us. And so we, always try to return the favor.
Yeah.
And that's called Beer Karma. Right?
You give and you receive.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
And it goes both ways.
Sure does.
Phrasing.
Thank you. And so we have an annual beer release that we do each year, and it's a different flavor each year. Same main
yeah, it's
base
an
recipe.
oatmeal stout.
Yes.
Is the base. But what is it this year, Bryan?
So this year it was peanut butter and coffee. So, not really. It doesn't seem overly complicated, but apparently the aspects of the peanut butter were a little bit more complicated.
Yes, because that was my brew day.
Yeah.
So it was Nick and I was kind of walking him, through it and guiding and being a part of, this is not.
This is the VHS. That's what you chose.
This sounds like a Sonic the Hedgehog water level.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with The Lounge. I don't think I've ever been able to play The Lounge.
No.
So I actually just recently, on the Pretzel Rocks, I went ahead and paid. They were doing a sale, and it was like
Black
30
Friday sale?
$30-$40. No, it was actually a couple weeks ago.
You know, we never did the clink with
Oh yeah, we never did.
with any of those.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Yes. We got some good clinks on the videos though.
You know what, man? This is a fucking banger of a beer.
Yeah. Oh, the peanut butter is really strong right now. Sometimes out of the tap, the peanut butter doesn't come on strong.
I think it has to
Phrasing.
I think it's got to warm up a bit.
Yeah.
Because, like, out of the tap, it's, you know, like, what, 42?
And this song actually goes really well. The idea
Yeah, it does. Of phrasing.
Little brown chicken, brown cow.
Phrasing that peanut.
Praising that peanut. Beer name? Praising that peanut.
But no, so yeah, that was an interesting brew day. The boiler went out halfway through the boil.
Yeah. And that's not even because of what you were brewing. It just went out.
It just went out, and it added like an hour or so to the end of my day.
Yeah.
And we didn't necessarily Nolan said he didn't think we boiled it long enough because we put dried peanut butter.
Yeah,
in the
like
boil.
the peanut, was it PB2 or whatever?
Yeah, PB2. Yeah, just peanut butter powder.
Or protein powder, if you will.
Really weird.
Yeah. And I've used that stuff before. Like, actually, I used to use that when I was on a big health kick several years ago. Wow.
Vocal fucked me up.
that was some Barry White stuff right there. So when I would do oatmeal in the morning,
yeah,
and just to give myself a little extra protein,
peanut butter.
I would always just do it in the microwave, right? Or depending on where I was at, if they had the hot water you could get from, like the coffee maker, I would put, the oatmeal with I'd put, like a tablespoon of that PB2 in there, and then I'd put the water in there, and then stir it all up.
Oh, see, I was just
that way it all blended better.
I used to have a lot of oatmeal, like a few years ago.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of oatmeal. Yeah,
but I would have to find like gluten-free oatmeal.
Oh yeah.
And so my oatmeal breakfast. Oh, that was he just had like a snot rocket just come
it was
up
from his
and
eye.
down.
It was from his eye. And that's literally what you just saw me possibly trying to do was clear out his eye.
So like my oatmeal to go was, peanut butter, honey, cinnamon,
and there have been a couple times I would put a little bit of honey in there too. Yeah, but after I heated it all up,
and a banana,
banana,
like slice up a banana, throw it in there.
Oh yeah,
oh my god, dude, so good.
I do like me some bananas.
Dude, I love like banana. Like what's the I'm trying to think of Elvis's like snack, the fried banana.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah,
with peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter banana sandwiches.
It was all those things I just listed. It was peanut butter, honey, and a banana. And like, dude, there were so many times as a kid where like I would come home and I'd get like one slice of like of bread, do a layer of peanut butter, put it around a banana like a hot dog, and then just like a layer of honey all over it. Oh my god, dude, what a great snack! Yeah, what a great snack!
It really is. I mean, that's the idea of like the
can't do it anymore.
The butter and cinnamon toast.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And it's so simple.
Well, one of my favorite, another poor white kid snack that I had growing up was I would warm up tortillas, like on a skillet.
Yeah.
Once it gets hot enough, butter, and then cinnamon and sugar, roll it up. Fake ass churro.
Oh yeah. I never thought about anything.
Fake
like that.
ass churro. But we've gotten away from this beer.
Yes, we have definitely gotten away from this beer. But I mean,
so it's
a great idea.
Oatmeal stout with peanut butter and coffee. Coffee from Encore.
And Encore just got into the chocolate game too.
Well, he's been like roasting cacao.
Cacao
bitches. Shout out to Nigel once again,
and Nick.
I guess I'll give it a shout. Lilly.
No, ma'am.
Don't you growl at me, girl.
You want to go upstairs? Excuse you. Tell it to the mic.
Say that one more time.
Excuse you.
What is it? What do you got to say?
Thank you, Lilly, for that input. Now, GTFO.
Go upstairs.
Hi.
Or lay down.
Go lay down.
I saw some meme the other day where it's just like, why do
No, ma'am.
why does every man like pet a dog like he's inspecting the hull of an old like sailing boat?
Just slap it.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's fair. I slap my dog all the time on the butt.
Yeah, well, they like it. Yeah, see? But then she goes all crackhead like.
Off.
Hey, get down. Come on, go lay down. So yeah,
it's a good beer.
It really is a good beer. Good job with this.
Thank you.
You and Nick, because Nigel probably didn't have much involvement with it, did he?
No, he was taking video and
he was doing
stuff.
Nigel-like things.
Yeah.
I almost wish I was there Wednesday just to see like a wall, like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
To see how that release.
Well, and for me it was
because I went to go play in a cornhole tournament.
When there was, my first time on the brew stand, like kind of talking through the process.
Feels different, doesn't it?
Yes.
Basically, instead of trying to be educated,
I was trying to
doing the education.
But I guess according to Nigel, I let Nick do more on this brew day than Nolan ever let him do.
I can see that.
And I'm just like, cool. Like, I feel good about that because
I'm sure Nick was stoked about it.
I wanted to think so.
Because, I mean, and Nick's one of those guys that he likes to be involved in doing this.
Yeah.
But Nolan is definitely one of those guys that he's just like...
He's like, this is my shit. I don't want anyone to fuck it up. And I'm just like, hey, this is how I learn.
And that's understandable as well. So there was probably some good learning moments for you because sometimes you learn more by teaching.
100%.
Like, you know it.
Yeah.
But you don't, like, it's not just like a muscle memory type of thing until you start teaching it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure that's what has helped Nolan in the last year and a half now, where he's teaching you stuff, and it's probably refreshed him in certain aspects as well.
Yeah.
As far as, like, oh, shit, like, I forgot about, like, this type of thing.
Well, it was, I just thought it was, like, a cool experience for myself to be like, oh, shit, well, whenever I, like, need to start teaching someone how to do this job, like, this is, I've always kind of been in my previous jobs, like, trained people.
Yeah.
And so
but
it was
now
like,
you haven't been able to do any of that.
No, not for the past year and a half, at least.
And I would imagine in another year and a half, 2 years, that you'll need to be basically training your replacement.
Yeah.
Or cellarman.
Yeah.
Because, the idea is Nolan wants to expand the business, so he will probably barely ever be there.
Yeah.
Off doing something else. And you'll be the main brewer, if you will.
Yeah.
And you'll have to be training somebody to help
That's what he wants,
Yeah.
like he said explicitly, like, I want the three of you, you, me, and Nigel to, like, take this shit over.
Yeah.
In the next 10 years. So, like, that's cool and honorable, and I feel like I feel honored for him to place that much of responsibility on us. Like, I think that's really like cool.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
I love to be this is the second longest tenured job I've had at 3.5 years.
I'm getting close to that, honestly. My longest tenured job is like just over 8. And then my next longest is like just over 2.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm getting close to that. And I mean, I enjoy what we do, and like, there's struggles because, like, it was a huge, I don't want to say downgrade for me, but it was a big, or I guess significant decrease in pay for me.
Yeah.
So, like, I've had to learn how to survive on less.
Yeah.
And luckily, there's been a lot of supporters of me being who I am. And like I've always made the joke, it's like, oh, if I could get paid to be who I am, like I'd be way better off.
Yeah.
And so like, I get to be who I am at the brewery. And now that we're doing the podcast, I'm being who I am, and we're getting the supporters now. And like, so now we have enough supporters towards like, okay, I'm not paying, unless we do a lot of extra stuff, I'm not paying money out of pocket for uploading the podcast.
Yeah.
We're starting to do the videos, and the videos are doing,
the reels are doing great.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously, doing stuff with Nigel and, collaborating with him, and so tagging Beers with Nigel. So that's going across basically 4 different
it's going
people
across
right now.
Like his followers and, his whatever and on ours,
Yeah. And then like even my personal Facebook page, I'm getting closer and closer to having 1,000 followers.
Yeah. I saw your post today.
Yeah. And they just refreshed it this week. And I'm just like, all right, like, but now I'm starting to feel like, okay, when I see those, like those goals to hit, I'm like, all right, that feels more doable. The one that's hard for me right now is like almost every week, it's like, hey, get 10 new followers. Like
that's a tough one.
I think last week I had 3 new followers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm not mad at that, because it's like I'm already over 900.
Yeah.
So hitting 10, if I could hit 10 a week for 10 weeks, then all of a sudden I'm over 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know what having 1,000 followers on Facebook for my personal page does, but I know that like
Okay, Satan.
Zeke just made some weird noise. But as you get bigger, and get more followers, that, monetization becomes more lucrative.
Yeah.
For you, and that's why we've been trying to do more of the reels on Poor Decisions. And I've made that comment to he's like, all right, as Poor Decisions gets bigger, like we won't do the collaborations type stuff where like I'm tagging you and I'm tagging me in it. It's just a matter of, okay, you have your channel, I have my channel, and then we have Poor Decisions as a channel. So that way, like, we can do our own content as well, talking like with the Lego stuff and, additional Batman stuff, if we will.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, that was kind of a tangent there.
No, hey, that's what this, media is for, right?
Exactly. I mean, we made the joke of it in the last comment or the last podcast. That's like, and I've actually been kind of thinking about that, with the sounds and stuff. It's like almost like morning zoo type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I listen to a few podcasts, but I listen to some more serious podcasts, and I have a couple funny ones I listen to.
Yeah.
But none that are radio show like.
Yeah.
It's more informative podcast. Or
they're not using soundboards.
They're not using soundboards. So it's like, honestly, I'm not mad at the idea of basically morning show or
neither am I, dude. Like
idea.
I feel like, I talked about this in one of our last episodes where it's just like, I always kind of wanted to get into radio.
Yeah. And I've always kind of wanted to get into radio or voice acting type stuff as well. And so like, I love what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is episode 46, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, we're weeks out from doing this for a year.
A whole year now. Yeah.
We're 5 weeks out.
I mean, and luckily, and that's the nice thing about the podcasting is like, okay, like if we record, so like this is the second episode we're recording today. So if we're not able to record next week, like, all right, we're fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We got a podcast in hand.
Yeah.
So like if we can't do anything, we're good.
Yeah.
But I mean, the idea is that, we can get.
So what day is this pod coming out?
So this one would actually end up coming out on the 13th. So Friday the 13th.
Wow. In December. Weird.
Yes.
So I'm looking at this calendar here.
Yeah. So we got the 13th, 20th, and 27th because we focus specifically on dropping on Fridays. So
I don't think I'll be able to record on the 23rd because I think my dad's coming into town for Christmas.
And I mean that's Christmas Eve.
So if this episode is dropping on the 13th,
we need to make sure we record on the 9th or 16th for sure to cover us.
Do we talk about Christmas movies now or then?
I'd say let's talk about Christmas because Jen and I have been talking. Been watching more Christmas movies.
Yeah.
What I actually wanted to talk about was something that you've already gotten busted on.
What's that?
Whamageddon.
Oh my God, dude! It was the first day.
So I'm big on Whamageddon.
God damn it! Explain to the listeners what Whamageddon is.
So
Bryan.
I've had to remind Jen several times.
I can't believe it was day 1 of the fucking month.
Oh, I can absolutely believe it. Honestly,
because I'm just like, we put up our Christmas decorations yesterday. Yesterday being,
and you said you would
yesterday being December 1.
December 1, yeah. And you said all right, I'll play Christmas music tomorrow while we're putting stuff up.
Yep.
And it didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, you're gonna get hit.
Well, we put up originally it was like a crooners playlist, and then it got weird quick.
Oh, I can see.
Because there's only 12 Christmas songs. Let's be real. It's just different variations of them.
Yeah.
And then we put on a classic
Christmas.
Well, no, it was a Christmas. I don't know what fucking playlist Gina put on, but it got really poppy modern shit quick, and I'm just like, fuck this.
Wham!
I don't know what happened, but we changed the playlist again. Second song.
Oh damn!
And I'm just like, Gina, we failed, and she's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what Whamageddon is, so I had to explain to her this is a thing.
And I've shared this every year. I wait till December 1st to share it.
Oh my God, dude, I can't believe.
And I almost thought about doing a reel about it. Now, I will say, I saved everybody by not, Facebook has been big. Facebook and Instagram has been big on including music with, posts and stuff now, right?
Yeah.
So I saved everybody by not including the song. So Whamageddon, here's the rules. The first rule is the objective is to go as long as possible without hearing Wham's Christmas classic, Last Christmas.
Last Christmas.
Exactly.
Give you my...
Yeah. So the second rule is the game starts on December 1st. So that's why I always clearly share it on December 1st. Yeah. So I told Jen, because she's been super excited about Christmas this year. And I've not negated that because the last couple of years she was in a bad space. And as it was because last year, I didn't get into Christmas till literally the day before Christmas.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
And 2 years ago, it wasn't until the week before Christmas that I'm like, oh, I kind of feel it now. She's like, I'm super excited. I'm like, I am not negating that, but don't Whamageddon me. I've had to remind her. I'm like, if you're going to do it before December 1st. If you're going to play this song, because then it doesn't count.
Yep.
She didn't do it. So I had to keep reminding her. So the second rule, again, it says the game starts on December 1st and ends at midnight on December 24th. And then in parentheses, it says, yes, we're European heathens.
So good.
Yeah. The third rule is the original version applies. Enjoy the fuck out of remixes and covers.
Yeah.
Because I posted that and I had somebody, commenting in my thing. I'm like, no, only Wham's version counts. They're like, well, what about this? I'm like, again, only the original Wham version counts. You can enjoy any other version of that song. So the fourth version is you're out as soon as you recognize the song.
Yep. Oh, dude, it was within seconds.
And then
I sent you the photo
you did.
Of her phone. I'm just like, well, we're fucked.
God damn it. Because even last year, I made it, I think, a couple weeks before getting hit. And it's one of those things, sometimes it's playing, and if you're busy, sometimes when we're at work, songs are playing.
And I don't pay attention.
And we don't pay attention. And people are like, oh, yeah, this is a good song. And all of a sudden, it's we have to stop and listen to it. Oh, yeah, that's a good song. And I don't remember when I got hit.
It's that Wham song, son of a bitch.
So, yeah, bonus rule. Post on social media with the hashtag, Whamageddon hashtag, when you get hit. So you didn't do that part, though. But you did send it to me.
Yes.
And then it says pup or PUP question mark. While we can't stop you from deliberately sending your friends to Whamhalla, the intention is that this is a survival game, not a battle royale. So don't be a dick. Okay?
That's fair.
So yeah. That cracked me up when you sent me that message yesterday. It was
like, well, we lost.
And I got home and I told Jen, I'm like, so Conor already lost Whamageddon. She's like, what? I'm like, remember the whole Whamageddon thing? She's like, oh yeah, she's like, I literally keep forgetting about it. She's like, I only remember it because you keep reminding me. I'm like, and I'm going to keep reminding
never
you.
forget.
So,
all right, Lily.
This
Calm
one,
down.
hopefully, if you're listening to this episode, you haven't been Whamageddon yet. But if you have, or you listen to this episode and it's still in December, when you get Whamageddon, send us that fan mail.
Yeah.
Or
let us know.
Comment on, Apple.
Screenshot your Whamageddoning.
Whamageddoning. Yeah. It's something that, like, even the last couple of years where, being separated and going through a divorce and everything, like, I've still focused on the whole Whamageddon thing because it's something that's funny.
It is hilarious.
It brings people together, and
it brings people together
in a group effort, if you will. Hence the bringing of people together. But
it's like the airing of grievances.
Yes, and actually, I came across the website yesterday, literally, and it was Festivus.
For the rest of us,
it was Festivus merchandise.
Ooh.
So I sent it to Clarkson. He's like, there's a Festivus hat. I'm like, yes, there is. So he may be showing up to air his grievances with a Festivus hat.
I hope it says Feats of Strength on it.
They have one of those, too.
Oh, my God, yes.
They had like 3 or 4 different hats to buy. And one of them says Festivus for the rest of us, but it looked like Seinfeld's logo.
Yeah.
Where instead of Seinfeld, it said Festivus. Then they had the Feats of Strength, and they had like 2 other designs.
Airing of grievances.
I think it was something about that. Yeah. So he's like, "This is awesome."
So we're going to wait to discuss our favorite Christmas movies.
We're already 27 minutes in.
But I mean, like this won't air until the 13th, so like it'll still be 12 days before Christmas.
Oh, hey. 12 days before Christmas, right?
12 days of Christmas, which is a bunch of birds.
Oh,
it's just a bunch of birds.
And some rings, right?
None of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Because you had like what? Turtle doves.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Partridge.
Geese,
golden rings.
Yeah.
So, Sonic's involved.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, yeah. Because there's 5. I mean, then technically you could get Tails in there too, right?
Can you? What would Tails
there's
be?
the drummers as well.
Yeah. 12 drummers drumming. What's 12?
I don't know. You know what? That'd be a good. I prefer the. There's another version. I'm gonna have to look for it, and we could talk about it on the next episode, where it's like an alternative version, and none of it makes any goddamn sense.
Like an alternative to the 12 Days of Christmas?
Yes.
I think that's called 8 Crazy Nights.
No, it literally is 12. It's 12 Days of Christmas, but it is completely different.
Okay.
I'll have to try and find it because I don't fully remember it because I'm struggling to remember the 12 Days of Christmas. Partridge in a pear tree, 2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves, 3 somethings, 4 somethings.
5 golden
rings.
Exactly. See, it was like, I can't remember all of them. There's drummers drumming and
4 something, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's all I remember.
But Jen and I, we've been watching, we actually started it right after Halloween. She was getting all excited about Christmas. She already wanted to decorate. I'm like, there's no decorating.
It is Halloween.
I'm like, there is no decorating until after Thanksgiving because, again, and it's not even me being solid on Thanksgiving. There's another holiday that I, celebrate. That's the Marine Corps birthday.
I was about to say.
And that's November 10th.
Yep.
So like, I celebrate that one. Then Thanksgiving. Okay, now we can start decorating. So I compromised with her literally like November 1st and said, okay, I haven't watched this movie. You haven't watched this movie. We can watch it. And it was the newer version of The Grinch with Benedict, the cartoon one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
I don't know about this.
It was okay.
He says reluctantly.
No, it was fine. I'm also really needing to get ready to go to the restroom.
Well,
let's
I can
pause.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah. We'll pause it. We can do that.
How do I do that?
Just hit the button once. No.
Nope. Bad mistake.
Yes, and I broke the seal as well.
Woof.
So yeah, here we are. Anyway, going back to what we were talking about, I'm back. I feel much better now. Thank you, everybody.
You sure?
Yes. So, it was The Grinch.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch voicing The Grinch. It was entertaining. It was a different take than even the Jim Carrey version. Huh?
When did this come out? I don't even know
it was
about
like
this.
2020, 2021.
Okay.
It is entertaining because it's a slightly different take, as all of them are.
Yeah. But
it doesn't go into like origins like Jim Carrey's version does.
Yeah.
And then obviously the original one is only like 26 minutes long.
Yeah.
So there's different aspects to it, so you can kind of call it a different universe, if you will. It has a lot of SNL kind of people voicing characters. Like, I think it was Maya Rudolph voices Cindy Lou Who's mom.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
You got Kenan Thompson voices one of like the villagers who like thinks that the Grinch is his friend, but the Grinch doesn't like him at all. And so
sorry, Kenan.
So like there's a comedy aspect to it. It was an enjoyable movie, but then like, okay, we stopped for a little bit. But literally Friday night, so after Thanksgiving, she's like, Can we start watching Christmas movies now? I'm like, yes. What do you think the first movie was that I picked?
Die Hard.
Yes. She's like, and I didn't show her. She wasn't paying attention.
It is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. Now, there's some, It literally starts off with, and I forgot about the scene where he gets picked up by Argyle, the limo driver.
Yeah.
And he's playing music on the radio. He's like, can you put on some Christmas music? And Argyle's like, this is Christmas music. It was Run DMC freaking Christmas Time.
Yeah. That's a Christmas song.
That is absolutely a Christmas song. So like we watched, I put that on, and she had no clue what it was because she wasn't paying attention to me selecting it. So I selected it, started it, and she's like watching it for like 2 minutes before she finally realizes. She's like, God damn it. She's like, can I pick the second one then? I'm like, yes. And she wasn't paying attention on the second one. So what do you think I chose for the second movie? Which is a more serious Christmas movie, but comedy.
Elf?
No, we haven't watched Elf yet.
Oh, man.
Chevy Chase.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. So we watched that one.
Great movie.
We watched that one second.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know you said you wanted to choose, but I'm like, is this one okay? She's like, yes, this one's perfectly fine. I love this one. Like,
so
cool.
Last year I exposed Gina to that movie for the first time.
She hadn't seen it?
No, dude.
She was deprived as a child, wasn't she?
She sure was.
Yeah. God dang.
She enjoyed it.
Not god dang. Damn, Gina.
And so like we're, I think it was Thanksgiving night or leading up. I can't remember. But we're trying to watch, like a Thanksgiving themed movie.
Oh, we watched Son-in-Law.
And that was on my fucking list. And also Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Oh, yeah. Dutch would be a good one too.
So we ended up watching You've Got Mail.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is there is at least a scene
Thanksgiving.
Where it is Thanksgiving themed.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know the last time you watched this movie, but
Never.
Tom Hanks
Actually
is ghosting Meg Ryan the entire time. He's a billionaire that like is opening up a Barnes and Noble and buying up all the small like bookstores
mom and pop
around.
stores. Yeah.
And like they're chatting online and they don't know who each other is.
I'm kind of familiar with the
but he
presence of the movie.
Once it gets to a point where you're just like, oh yeah, they're gonna meet, and he's just like, oh well, have you talked to this guy? Like, is he married? And it's just like Tom Hanks is an asshole in this movie.
Almost like he's catfishing.
He's a predator in this movie.
Oh shit.
He's
and
like
so I've never actually watched that movie.
It's it's not bad, but it's also it's
a rom-com type of thing.
Yeah, but it's the it's the early aughts equivalent of When Harry Met Sally.
Okay, which same. It's freaking.
It's still Meg Ryan
and Tom Hanks.
No. It's Billy Crystal. It's Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal. Thank you. Sorry,
but it's the same.
It's Kmart. Tom Hanks.
The same concept.
Yeah.
Except Billy Crystal is not a predator.
All right. Yeah.
But that is a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to show her Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and she's just like, I don't know, like I want to go like more rom-com. I'm like, okay, fine. But like, so now we're getting into like we have to watch Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And like I love Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah,
it's a great movie.
One of my favorites. Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, like Home Alone. I to explain to her that the whole scene with John Candy, that's all improvised.
Oh yeah. As John Candy does.
As he does.
Yeah.
And like Home Alone 2, it's one of those sequels that's just as good, if not better, than the original.
Yeah, except for, and then Donald Trump makes a cameo in it too.
Yeah.
God, why am I blinking on what we watched last night?
Oh, so my tangent that I was going on here was that we watched on Netflix a movie called Thanksgiving. And it's a horror movie.
I saw that.
Dude, it's so good. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like there's one scene. So it's, there's the whole thing is like there's one person that's like killing all these people in town. And they got to figure out who done it.
Yeah.
And he's like dressed in like this stupid fucking pilgrim mask the entire time. And one scene in particular is very dark but hilarious, where he bastes this woman like with oil and then puts her in a human-sized oven.
Oh shit.
And then sticks the thing in her that you like when a turkey is done.
Oh, the little friggin'
pops.
Ding! Yeah,
And so like for like 30 seconds this woman is screaming for her life that she's burning in an oven. And then she stops screaming. And then the thing pops because she's done. It's so fucked up. It's so good. It's so wrong.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck we watched last night. I'm literally blanking on it. Have you guys? So did you watch that with the Strunks then?
Yes, we sure did. Oh yeah.
So what did Lacey think about that?
Well, what's funny is like they both were just like at that moment they were like covering their eyes, being like, "Oh my god," and like I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish that like Hulu or whatever had like a history, like, hey, you've recently watched it.
Well, and so so Lacey sent a link. We have a group chat.
Yeah.
The four of us. So they're doing a Thanksgiving 2.
Are they really?
They sure as fuck are.
That's awesome.
And I don't know what it's called, but I'm just like Thanksgiving 2, The Thankening.
The Thankening. Guys, that's great. And we've talked about watching Elf, but I think we're trying to stall on watching Elf.
Like heavy Christmas movies or just Elf in general?
Just Elf in general, like, because that's an easy one to watch, right?
But I mean, we've got Christmas Vacation, we've got those other ones and the other ones.
Those other ones. Oh, well, then you got Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to choose that one yet either, because again, it's another one of those ones that's like just super easy to.
It's a cop out.
Yeah. It's a super easy one to just jump into, right? God, did we not watch it on? I thought it was on, but like I'm scrolling through a bunch of different. Oh, excuse me. There's just so many damn Christmas movies, though. And obviously, like, and you know what I've never actually watched is Fred Claus, which has Vince Vaughn in it.
Yeah, it's okay.
And that's one we will probably get into, because we've been trying to watch, one or two a night, and for some reason, I'm just completely blanking on the one we watched.
So I like to watch like episodes of like TV shows.
We did go back and watch the Bob's Burger Christmas.
I was about to say, I do
season 6's.
We do Bob's Burgers and The Simpsons,
and maybe that's just
and Futurama.
Yeah,
Futurama has some really good Christmas episodes.
So the Bob's Burger, because I've been watching Bob's Burgers recently.
Dude, I love that show.
I know
so
you do.
Much.
Yeah. And I had already watched it once, and I was talking about it, and she's like, "Oh, I missed it." I'm like, "Oh, well, we'll go back and watch it." It was season 6, where it literally starts off with it's like.
Is that the one with Bobcat Goldthwait?
No.
Where he's driving the truck?
No.
Okay.
I think that was like season 4 or 5.
Yeah.
No, this is the one where they basically kick the mall Santa out of the massage chair.
Yeah.
And then they spend the rest of the episode trying to convince the mall Santa that they're not naughty kids.
God, I love that show.
So yeah, and that was pretty funny. Where they put it on this whole ice capades thing, or they kept referring to it as nice capades.
Yeah.
And Louise basically just determines, like, she's like, yeah, I'm not really that nice. And then they basically convince her, like, yes, you actually are nice. And then it was she asked, she's like, well, he's like, well, what do you want for Christmas? She's like, a shark. And so when she opens her presents, it's a goldfish, and it's like, oh, it's a starter shark. I'm like, they literally just referred to a goldfish as a starter shark. She's like, next Christmas, I better have a great white underneath the freaking tree. Are we ready to get into this other beer, sir?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Hit the button.
How about a beer?
This one's going to be interesting. Do you remember what the ABV is on this beer?
I think it's like 12.5, right?
Not quite that high.
11.5?
10.5. Unless something changed. I mean, that's what I always knew it as. Oh, 10.2 is what it's. I need to find some glasses that are.
Well, I'm just going to. Here we go.
Down the hatch. Here we go. All right. Ooh,
man, I haven't had this beer in a long time.
I haven't either. And this takes me back to, where we had talked about kind of getting back into some old beers that we hadn't had before.
Yeah. Right.
And, or not that we hadn't had before, but we hadn't had in a while. So it's Boulevard's 6th glass.
Oof.
So many people, when they get into the smokestack, what was the smokestack series stuff? The hell are you doing, dog? You're trying to mess up the green screen, and then you just
Lick your paws.
And then you start doing what you're doing right now. Hey, quit licking. Hey. Don't look at me like that. You're the one licking your paws. All right. So anyway. So it's part of the original Boulevard Smokestack series when they did these beers in the 750 bottles.
Yeah.
Or the bomber bottles, if you will. So 6th Class is a quad or a quadruple ale. And this is one I always enjoyed. I actually enjoyed it more than Tank 7.
Same.
But so many people gravitate towards Tank 7.
Yeah.
In which, Tank 7's it's a farmhouse ale. When they first started it, they labeled it as a saison, and then they reclassified it as a farmhouse ale. Same thing.
Now an American saison.
And now they call it American saison,
whatever the fuck that means.
Which is not a style. It's still a farmhouse ale.
Yeah.
If you look at the whole BCJP stuff, or I guess it's BJCP.
Whatever.
I always get the CJ backwards. American Saison's not a style.
Nope.
So, just call it a farmhouse ale.
Yep.
Quit. I don't know what.
Or a saison.
Or a saison, whatever. But that's the other thing. Where Tank 7 it's a 7.5% beer. And everybody's like, oh, it's so big in ABV.
I think it's 8.5.
Is it?
I think so.
You're right. It is 8.5. For some reason, I kept saying 7.5, thinking it was 7.5. So I thought Wee Bit Fancy.
I think once they inevitably changed the recipe, they changed the ABV. Okay. I feel like it used to be 7%.
See, and there's a lot of people I've talked to that they're like, oh yeah,
I don't know if it's like a Mandela effect thing.
Oh, maybe.
But I think it used to be 7%.
Yeah. But I bravely saw something here. It says 8.5% wonder of the world.
Yeah. That's on their website. So
8.5. For some reason I always thought it was 7.5. So I thought it and Wee Bit Fancy was closer.
Yeah.
And those are the most comparable, to Wee Bit Fancy, which is transparent, French Saison.
Which is runner-up for best Saison in Kansas City 2 years in a row.
It was 3 years in a row.
Oh, and then they got rid of the
Saison category.
And I think it's because of them.
Yeah, we've talked about where we think it's because Boulevard basically lobbied the pitch to not include that as a category.
Yep, because they were going to lose.
At some point, yeah. Maybe not this year, but...
Bitches.
And it's probably because they realized that there's been a handful of restaurants
that
now
have taken over for Wee Bit instead of Tank 7.
And ultimately, it's probably more of a business decision if you think about it, because it's cheaper to get Wee Bit than it is Tank 7.
Yep.
So anyway, we're not talking about Tank 7. We're not drinking Tank 7.
No, we are not.
We're drinking 6th Glass, which is a quadruple ale, which again was I enjoyed it more, but it's been a long time since I've had it. So cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Don't forget the button. So with that quad, you're going to get more of that banana smell.
Yeah.
Which it has that.
Yeah.
For sure. It's darker. It's almost like a Dubel, but heavier.
It's like twice of a Dubel. It's a quad.
Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing. Every time we do Mousetrap, which is a Tripel, we have to then educate people on the differences of a single, Dubel, Tripel, and quad.
Oh, my God. It's been years since I've had one.
It's been years since I've had one. That is solid. It's nothing that wows you.
Yeah.
But it is a solid beer.
Yeah,
it's still got a good clarity to it, but it's a darker brown, copper in color, if you will.
That dark amber.
Yeah. But that's it. You know what? Honestly, you're messing around with it right now, and it's been sitting in our glasses for a couple minutes. Great head retention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With some legs and lacing on it. So, I mean, I honestly feel like Six Glass, and I've told people this, it's a seriously underrated beer.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad that Boulevard has continued to make it.
But I miss the bombers, man.
Oh yeah, the bombers.
Like, just sell the bombers. Don't do 4-packs. Sell the bombers.
And I think the idea was that they went to the 4-packs to try and get more single serving aspect where the bomber was like, I mean, granted, I would drink a bomber.
Me too.
By myself.
Yeah.
But it was the idea of like, okay, I'm buying a bomber and I'm at home with it and I'm just enjoying it by myself. So maybe they were looking at the aspect of, okay, we can do the 4-packs where you're basically getting more than 2 bombers worth of beer.
Yeah.
We can up the price in it. And that way it's a beer because it is a good beer and it's a beer that stays relevant because people do buy the 4-packs. I mean, and a quad is something that, you can sit around for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't buy the 6 Glass and anything other than a 4-pack of bottles.
I just miss bombers.
Oh, I miss bombers. I kind of sometimes I wish that like the barley wine, we would do in a bomber.
Yeah.
And like do like the wax top on it because by putting the wax top on it, it helps seal that bottle a little bit more.
And it's classy.
And it gives that classy effect. So, all right. What movie are you looking forward to then, sir?
Honestly, I think Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah. And it's a solid Christmas movie, for sure.
Like, I remember, like, even Home Alone 2, great movie.
It was solid, yeah.
It's one of those that are, like, is just as good as the original.
Yeah. But then you get into 3 and it changes.
No.
And then you did a 4, which I have known nothing about. And then, like, what was it? Last year, they did the 5th one.
Yeah, I'm out.
Where you have the McAllister home security system. And then you had Buzz in it.
Yeah,
who was a cop.
Dumb.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll watch one.
Give me the first 2.
1 for sure. 2, possibly.
Give me Elf.
Elf, for sure.
Give me Die Hard.
The original Grinch.
Yeah.
I saw something that apparently, what was it, like Frosty and Rudolph are coming back for the first time in like
to
50
CBS
years.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's an extended version too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, and I remember, growing up watching those.
That too, and like I remember watching like the Peanuts Christmas special. And,
oh yeah.
Like, but I'm gonna say like Home Alone and Elf.
Yeah,
are probably my 2 favorite Christmas movies.
Those are definitely 2 that are up there for me. One that I'm always huge on is Scrooged.
Oh yeah, with Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Great movie.
I understand, like, and that was my kind of caveat with Christmas Vacation, where like in the last couple of years, it's kind of come out that Bill Murray and Chevy Chase
were assholes.
Kind of actually assholes. I mean, still entertainers.
I don't care.
But like, yeah, I will. Scrooged is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Because it's a take on, that's what we watched last night. Yes, was Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh my God, yes. Dude, so good.
It really is.
So good.
And that's the thing, like Michael Caine played Scrooge.
Michael Caine.
Yes. And he literally played that role as if all the Muppets were real people. Because I remember hearing something about that, so I looked it up, and it was literally like...
And that's what you call a true actor right there.
Yes. Like, he acted as if... That's why he always looked so serious in every single scene, where he viewed every single Muppet as if it was a real person.
That's so good.
And it's so ridiculous.
So good.
But, like, that's a great version. And so, like, that's what Jen and I watched. And I'm sure Jen's probably been listening to this. Be like, we watched Muppet Christmas Carol, you fuckhead. I remembered, babe. Don't worry about it. Speaking of
what
Christmas,
is this music
I feel
right
like
now?
it's still that lounge one.
Oh,
But I feel like it's
killing my
called
vibe.
Love's Grief.
yeah, I feel a lot of grief.
Yeah. But like then she never watched Muppet Treasure Island
Oh my god.
with Tim Curry
yeah,
as Long John Silver.
so good,
So good.
so good.
She's like, "Well, do you want to watch it?" I'm just like, "Nah, not right now. It's getting late." We watched the episode of Bob's Burgers, the Christmas episode for six, and then like it was like there was a conversation. I was like, "Well, how many seasons are there?" I'm like, 16 or 12 or whatever.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time.
Because a couple days ago, she was like, "Oh, should we just watch the Bob's Burger movies?" I'm like, "We have to wait until this season." She's like, "We do?" I'm like, "Yeah, because it falls between these two seasons." She's like, "Okay."
So many movies to watch and TV shows to watch. And
Yeah, but so what I was saying is Scrooge is based off of Christmas Story, or Christmas Carol, not Christmas Story. Sorry, Christmas Carol.
yeah,
And where he has the three ghosts that visit him, and I love Scrooged.
it's a great movie.
I bought it last year just because it's hard to find on streaming, and so I went ahead and bought it. That way I could have it.
Is she in the?
She's going into the annex of the studio. Where
Stay away from the cat poops.
Yes. I don't need help. We don't need help cleaning the litter box. But thank you. So, and you were talking about Home Alone. What else, like an obscure movie, is one of your favorites?
Oh man, I don't know. Obscure. I mean, I like we've talked about Die Hard. I feel like that's, the most obscure Christmas movie there is.
Yeah, it really is. And technically, even Die Hard 2 is kind of Christmassy.
Yeah.
Really. And so, like, this was a conversation I was having with somebody earlier. You know what movie is technically a Christmas movie as well? Gremlins.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My least favorite one is Christmas Story.
Really?
Can't fucking stand it.
Why?
Because it's on like 24 hours a day.
Not until Christmas Eve, sir.
Yeah, even then.
And then on TBS, it's
it's
literally
on TBS.
the only movie they play for 24 hours.
Yeah, and that's why I can't fucking stand it.
And that's why I avoid TBS until
that movie's overrated.
I
Overrated.
can see where you say that. Did you realize that there's a second one?
Yeah, it's terrible.
With John Ritter.
Yeah, it's bad.
It is not good. No.
Yes, I know the actor that plays, fucking Ralphie is the
lead elf in
Elf. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, that doesn't negate that
that movie is overrated.
Christmas Story. I do like Christmas Story. I cannot watch it more than once, though.
Okay, you're not wrong. Maybe I can just watch it the one time.
Yeah.
And the one good scene is the extremely racist scene in the Chinese food place.
Fra ra ra ra
Fra
ra
ra ra ra ra ra ra ra. Yeah. Terribly racist, but also hilarious. But also, I don't give a shit about that movie.
Yeah, and I can see that. Everybody has that one movie that they really don't like as far as
Also,
any season.
Like the fucking Rudolph stop motion shit. Fuck that. I'm out. It's terrible.
I mean, I like Rudolph.
Frosty the Snowman. I'm out. Terrible.
I
because
like
I wasn't
those
born
movies,
in 19 dickety doo.
But yeah,
so.
Those movies are old. I mean, and think about Jack Frost, and that whole movie with the snow miser,
the murderous Jack Frost. Is that the one you're talking about?
No. I actually started having Jen watch that one. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Isn't that fucking Michael Keaton? Who is?
No. Michael Keaton is the family version of Jack Frost.
Right.
Literally within the same year, there was two like Jack Frost movies that came out.
Jack Frost.
One that was like a horror movie, and one that was like supposed to be a family film that was supposed to be
was so bad.
Michael Keaton was in the family one. The other one, it was literally like a serial killer that like. It was a police escort that was supposed to be taking him to the chair in a different prison, freaking got into an accident on Christmas Eve, and freaking, there was a cryogenic vehicle that they got in a crash with, and he freaking got frozen and turned into a snowman. It was so bad.
What a great concept.
Yeah. What? Bless you? This is the name of this song is called Sir. S-U-R question mark. All right. Well, we've been getting after it today.
We sure have.
We did 2 videos. We're wrapping up. We're over an hour on this episode now.
I think it's about time to call it.
Yeah. This is why I'm glad we have the supporters now, because then it's, stuff like this, going longer isn't that big of a deal. Phrasing.
Phrasing?
Thank you, sir. So yeah, anyway, you getting hair all over you?
Just getting slobber all over my hand.
She is such a licker. It drives me nuts. She just like...
She's a sweet girl, though.
She'll like cuddle up with Jen and just start licking her. And it was like, hey, babe, like, I really don't want... To like... Get down. To like, I'm like, I don't want to touch you now because you have dog slobber all over you.
Look at this hair.
Oh, yeah. You're going to go home and get so judged.
Daisy's going to fucking hate me.
Stop it. Yes, I yelled at you.
Well, on that note.
But anyway, again, thank you guys for... Comparison?
Pretty close.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, you're memorizing the. All right. Anyway, but we always appreciate the supporters and anybody who downloads and listens to the episode, even if you just listen to it once. Like we appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe to it. Consistently download it, share it with your friends. Those of you that subscribe to the show, eventually, we will be doing subscriber-specific stuff. So make sure you're getting in on that group of people.
Yeah.
But we absolutely appreciate those subscribers, supporters.
Oh.
I've had a few beers today.
It's this goddamn fucking...
we've had some big beers, too.
It's this beer.
Yeah, just this beer alone. But we're coming up on the 1 year mark, and we're just looking at increasing.
Dude, I can't believe it's been almost a year, man.
I know.
That's so cool.
I mean, we're only we're less than 10 episodes away from a year now.
Yeah.
And we've been pretty good. Like somebody's like, "Oh, have you missed a week yet?" I'm like, "No, actually, we haven't."
If we have missed one, that it's been on the docket.
No.
But,
we haven't recorded.
Yeah.
But we've had episodes in hand to make sure we didn't miss a weekly release. Nigel's like, "Oh, you guys will." I'm like, well, hopefully not. And so, I mean, I absolutely loving it, loving the support, loving the doing the extra videos. So we do the extra videos on Instagram, and they get reposted to Facebook as well. Yep. Make sure you go and follow Poor Decisions on Instagram and Facebook. And eventually, as we get more supporters, we'll do some live videos on like Instagram as well, or Facebook or whatever. Because, we do special videos on there that we don't do, as far as the podcast goes. Because we're not doing a video podcast yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
We've talked about, possibly doing the streaming thing, like where we could record the podcast while we're streaming, so people could come in and watch the show live. while we're recording it, which would be interesting because then you get some of the Twitch interactions and alerts and stuff. So like if somebody subscribes to the channel, and I've actually thought about taking just my channel that I've grown and I haven't really done anything with in over a year now. It's like just rebrand that for the podcast.
Yeah.
And so we could just record the podcast. You get the Twitch interactions and we get the Twitch chat. So then we could have live interactive stuff on that. And then that becomes the podcast that we release on Fridays. So it's always a work in progress. That's why, like, we always joke, a podcast in progress. But in all seriousness, it really is what that is.
We're trying.
We're trying. We're just trying to have a good time and enjoy it and provide an entertaining experience for all the listeners. And so I'm glad to be doing this with you, Conor. And
likewise, man.
And so
it's been fun.
Let's see how far we can take this, sir. All right. Phrasing for sure. But cheers, sir. Let's finish this beer and head
Love
on
you, buddy.
out, all right?
Good God. Hey.
I'm going to have to get some more 6 Glass here soon.
That's a good beer.
It is a good beer. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for the support. And we'll do better next time.
We always try.
Always try to do better next time. Yes.
Peace.
Cheers.